So have you had lashes before?
I have had lashes before.
Okay, so you're familiar with what you like. What kind of lashes did you have before?
I believe they were volume, like pretty full.
Okay, so do you know if you prefer more like textured effects, wispy lashes, or are you more like just soft, fluffy?
Soft and fluffy?
Soft and fluffy. Okay, would you mind showing me some photos? I know you
Sure.
said you had some inspo photos. Maybe we can look at some photos here and you can tell me which style you seem to lean more towards. So we'll go through some. So option number 1 here, really fluffy.
Like those.
Okay.
I don't feel like they're too long either, where they're just gonna like smack around on my glasses.
Right, yeah, okay. So let me look at your natural lashes. Yeah, so look straight at me, stare into my soul for a second. Okay, so your lashes are actually fairly lifted. They don't point down. Your outer corners a little bit, like your natural eye shape is more arched. So obviously the natural lashes on the outer corner sit lower.
Yep.
But your lashes as a whole are quite lifted. So if we did long lengths, you would be worrying about them hitting against your glasses.
And I think that's like my biggest worry, because I can't not wear glasses 24/7. So to be able to keep lashes, I think that would be my best.
Okay, cool. Sure. And then shaping wise, do you happen to know, do you like it when it's more of a cat eye type effect? Do you like it more open eye?
Cat eye for sure. I do like the little point at the end here, whereas my eyes are already up. You know, you said they arch up here, so then to pull them out in this way too, I think
it's cool that you know that. Yeah. So looking at your eye shape, like I was saying, they are very rounded in the middle and then they quickly descend.
Like an
so you have like a perfect
almond.
Yeah, you have a perfect almond shape. So it would be really easy to give you like a super open surprised look, but it would definitely complement you if we smoothed out the already arched part of the eye and then brought the attention toward the outer corner, but not in a really intense way, just enough.
I agree. I totally agree.
Cool.
Because I don't want to be like walking around, my eyes look like they're just open and here's my lashes. I want them to be like, these are not super dramatic sticking out on your face, but like, hey, you have some beautiful lashes over there.
Yeah, okay. So it looks like you like more fluffy over something like this, like textured like that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I feel like they feel a little sparse almost.
Yeah, okay. And then something like this might be a little bit too dramatic for you? Yeah,
I feel like there's so much just in the eye there that...
You don't want your eye to look like it's kind of weighed down at all.
Yeah.
So light, fluffy, noticeable.
Yeah.
And not too long for your glasses. I love that.
Okay.
So I think what I'm going to do is mix curls in your set. I'm going to do a B curl and a C curl. So B curls and C curls, the intention of using those are to sweep the eye.
Okay.
So because your eye is already so arched in the middle, we don't need any lift there, because if we create lift, we're going to open the eye even more.
Okay.
So if I were to open those parts of your eye more than they already are, then instantly that's going to grab your attention and the set's going to look more open.
Okay. Yeah.
But if we want like a sleeked out look, we use less curl on the inner to middle part of the eye.
Okay.
And then on the part that is already descending down, where you want that emphasis to be drawn towards, we're going to use more lift. Exactly. Okay. More lift, more length. So I'm going to use, but I still want to keep it pretty subtle. I don't want anything too much. I'm going to go to a CC curl, and we're going to start with that. Okay. And then if next time you're like, you know what, I want even a little bit more, then we'll probably bump you up to a D curl for a little extra drama.
Cool.
But I think B into C, finishing with a CC, will give you that swept look, nothing over the top, so you're not like, holy smokes, I have to wear makeup now because they're so dramatic.
Yeah.
I know that you don't want to wear a lot of makeup or anything.
I'm mostly like a tinted moisturizer and SPF every day, and I like to brush my brows up, and if I could add some beautiful lashes in there, I think that would just complete the easy look for myself.
Totally. And you haven't had lashes in a while. When's the last time you had them?
2018, a long time ago.
Okay, so that's another thing to consider, because I could go big the first time, but it's always more risky to go like to veer more towards the dramatic side the first time you've had them in a while. So what I think I'd like to do is start a little more on the subtle side, and then next time we can always add more. It's much easier to add more than it is to take it away. So while we're getting to know each other, I'm getting to know your eyes, we can start like that. Down with that?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, fluffy, not a lot of texture, cat eye. We're not actually gonna do a cat eye. We're gonna do a squirrel, is what it's called, squirrel/kitten. Okay. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to flow. So I want this part of the eye to look swept, but also lifted, because if we go with the shape of the eye, then the cat eye, if we did all the way on the longest lengths on the outer corner, they would look droopy.
Would it look more like that? It would look more like the super dramatic look doing that anyway, because my eyes are slanted.
It would make it look like your eyes extended more and looked more drooped on the outer corner. So we can still give you that cat eye effect, but while lifting the outer corner.
I really wasn't aware that the style of lashes you put on really affects the shape of the eyes and how open and lifted. I had no idea that it actually worked like that, so it's very cool.
And it does even with your natural lashes. So if you had, for example, if you had super downturned lashes, you know how I was saying your lashes are quite lifted? If they were pointed down, then I would use an even more extreme curl on you just to lift it up, even if you wanted natural.
Interesting.
To counteract the fact that the lashes point down like this, so that I had something that actually made them look like they lifted up.
Can you see someone's lashes if they're pointed down like this and then you add lashes around?
That's a good question. So because the lashes are often darker than the natural lashes, if you looked closely, yes, you would be able to see them. But because your attention is being brought to the darkest part, you don't notice them.
Cool, very cool.
So yes, but no.
Okay, cool, interesting.
Another cool thing is that if you were to use short lashes, like on your inner corner, I'm probably gonna end up using lashes that are shorter than your natural lashes, and you won't even notice it.
Just for like thickness and volume.
Yeah, but not adding anything too crazy.
I'm excited, can't wait to see.
I'm excited too. Okay, let's map you out.
Okay.
I know that you have had lash extensions before, but just to make sure that we're on the same page and keeping your lashes as clean and healthy as possible, I still like to run through Aftercare with all of my new clients. So firstly, I'm gonna send you home with a little package. It's actually so cute. We reuse all of our trays, and then we put an Aftercare card in there, and then you can also put your mascara wand in there so that it doesn't collect anything nasty at the bottom of your purse or anything. So I'll send you home with that, and that has all the Aftercare written out for you. But a couple important things. So firstly, I know that you said earlier that you like to use SPF. So just make sure that it doesn't have any oils in it, and if it does, just try your best to keep it away from the eyes. And if you notice that it does and your retention's not 100%, it could be like, let's say you're out for a walk or during the summer or whatever, the oils, even if you're not using the products around your eyes, sometimes the oils can, with secretion, can just find their way into your lash line. So if it does have oils and you notice that your retention's not 100%, could be that, and it might be something that we would have to kind of chat about down the line, but usually it's fine. Outside of that, no oil-based makeup removers, no oil-based makeup products around the lashes. That's very important. And when you're brushing them, so a lot of people like to naturally want to brush their lashes up. So with the eyes open, you kind of like brush them up into place. But I personally find it a lot easier and they look a lot nicer when you brush down like I'm doing right now.
Okay.
So from that.
And like a little fan out.
Yeah,
I feel like you're kind of like
totally do that.
Into them.
Yes, exactly. And then as they grow out, so closer to your fill time, you might notice that the roots are a little bit longer. So be really careful because you don't want the lashes to hitch at all. And if you have good retention and the roots of the lashes start growing out quite a bit, it can sometimes hitch if there's either a bit of a base, like a squared base at all. So just be cautious. So as the lashes grow out, if you do notice that when you're brushing that they kind of like crunch a little bit at the base, like they hitch onto there, just make sure that you're really gentle with that and you don't pull, because you could pull the natural lash out of the follicle.
Okay.
And we don't want to do that. So just really, really gentle. No rubbing the eyes as much as you can. No picking them. It's really fun. At least for me, I'm the worst. It's fun to kind of sit there and kind of rub the lashes between my fingers. Don't do that. Okay. Oils in your fingers will help them come off early. And if you do pick at them, they can also cause damage to the follicle.
When I'm washing my face, it is an oil-free face wash, which is nice. But would I be washing like included my lashes, or would I be washing those separately with, say, whatever you use to cleanse my lashes the first time?
That's a really good question. So you would definitely wash with a lash safe cleanser. So we have some here. We can definitely get you set up with one of those after. And then we'll also give you a brush, so the cleansing brush, and that's going to help get around the base of the extension. So it's really, really important that when you're cleaning the extensions, that the brush bristles make their way in between each of the bases of the extensions, because that's where dust and debris is going to collect. And if you don't get in there really nice and clean, then you could end up having buildup around the follicle, and again, causing damage because the follicle can get clogged, and then you don't want that. So there's something, this is really scary, but there's something called Demodex, which are also known as lash mites. Have you ever heard of those before?
Yes.
Yeah, they're scary.
You see them all over the internet.
Yes, exactly. So those things, they come from a buildup of oils, debris, skin particles, just building around the follicle. So the more of that you have around there, the more they breed and the more they eat, and they can actually eat right down to your follicle and cause permanent damage. So that's not going to happen because
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it is actually. But I've actually heard of people saying like, don't wash your lashes, because when you wash your lashes, this is really important. So when you wash your lashes, it's okay if some of the lashes fall off. So that's usually what's happening. Is it's not that you're pulling the lashes out when you're cleansing, but because you're getting volume lashes, the volume of the fans will hold the lashes into place. So when you're cleansing, you might have already lost a lash throughout the day, because it's common to lose anywhere from 1 to 5 natural lashes a day, depending on your natural lash count, and you have lots of natural lashes. But you're gonna shed some lashes. That's really healthy. It's supposed to be that way. But because of the fans being so densely packed together, then they can actually kind of stay in place until you get in there and do a deep rinse. And so if you do shed some, don't worry. It's not because you're cleansing. That doesn't mean that cleansing's bad. It just means that they were just ready to go.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about it?
No, it seems pretty straightforward. I'm wondering, do people really not wash their lashes that it gets to that point? Is that a common thing, or is it just seen?
I think that it really comes down to the artist. Like that's actually not true. That has happened to me one time, and the girl said exactly that. That's why I tell everyone this now. She said, "Oh, I don't like to wash them because I lose lashes when I wash them," and she opted not to wash them because she didn't like the lashes to fall out.
It'd be the same as your hair.
It's the exact same as your hair.
You don't wash your hair, and then you wash your hair, and the hair that you have lost is tangled in the hairs, and then comes out.
Exactly. In the shower, when you have this like ball of hair that's in the shower every single time, but you still have hair on your head somehow. It's a lot like that. But yes, unfortunately, that does happen to some people. But that's why it's so important to have this conversation. And you never know what someone else has told people previously. So I like to just go through that.
Yeah, and I didn't think that it would be actually a separate cleanser to wash them when you're going through your skincare routine to take care of your eyelashes separately than now the rest of my face.
Yeah, so the reason why it's so important is because even if you had a lash safe or an oil-free cleanser, not necessarily lash safe because that's specific, but if you have an oil-free cleanser, it can still be, like depending on what it is, it could still be quite thick. And if you use a thicker consistency, say you're using like a gel or something, and you love it, that's like your facial cleanser and it's great. But when you start putting gel products or heavier products in the extensions, it can be really hard to get it out. So, because it's heavy, so you want a really light foam cleanser that's easy to clean around the follicle, but also easy to rinse off. So it doesn't take a lot, and then you're not leaving that buildup of the product, even though it's a good product,
around. Or underneath, honestly, I would feel too.
Exactly.
It definitely can't be comfortable, and that's probably why a lot of people get irritation and things too, where they're not cleansing and rinsing.
Do you know what, actually? We had a girl who worked here, and we thought that she knew how to cleanse her lashes, and we were like, don't forget to cleanse your lashes every day, and she was like, oh, I won't, but then she didn't realize that she had to wash the cleanser off. So she ended up having a reaction, but it was because she had so much buildup of cleanser on her lash line.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I thought that it stayed on.
Interesting.
Yes.
I bet her eyes were bothered.
They were, for sure. And even though it's a very gentle product, if you do that for like 4 or 5 days in a row and you just have product on top of product on top of product, your eyes are not going to be very happy.
Absolutely. And your eyes are sensitive anyway.
100% they are. 100%. So yeah, we have 2 options here. We have Sensi Bath and Lash Bath. I would suggest Sensi Bath just because you don't wear a lot of makeup anyway, so you don't need a lot of heavy like remover or anything. If you were putting mascara and stuff on, I would say go for Lash Bath.
Do people wear mascara on top of their lashes?
Oh yeah, some people do.
Oh, I would not even think to.
That's good. The less makeup, the better, because it is hard to get it off, and then that's harder on your lashes, of course. But yeah, some people do. It's okay as long as it's not a waterproof makeup, because waterproof, you need oils in order to get it off. So it can be really challenging to get all that off. And when you're cleansing, I will send you a video of the cleansing regime, but it's really important to get in around that root. That's the most important thing.
When the extensions are attached, are they at the very base of the root, or is there like just a little bit between the base and where you're attaching the extension?
So there's about 0.5 millimeters is ideal, and some would be about 1, so it just depends. But yeah, anywhere between 0.5 and 1 millimeter is between your skin and the base of the extension. And then as they grow out, there's gonna be more space, so there's more room for accidental tugging and stuff. That's why I was explaining about the fill, to make sure in between fills that if you notice that when you're brushing, they feel a little like there's something for it to hitch on, don't pull.
In that case, would it be better to brush on the opposite side, or
That's a really good question. So you can do both. You can brush like that, you just move it up a little bit, and then if you need to move a couple into place, you can totally do that after as well.
Okay.
Just like from underside, you can always do that no matter what stage you're at. If you notice that one's like kind of tilted a little bit weird or whatever, you can always brush from that angle. But I do find a lot of people don't know that they can brush downward, and it really does brush them into place.
Yeah, because you would definitely think like you want them to be up and all going the same direction. So brushing from under your eye to up would feel like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Totally.